A baby human is one of the worst survival machines in nature. It cannot run, it cannot hide, it cannot feed itself. It screams when danger is nearby, grabs sharp things, eats dirt, and tries to crawl directly into fire. Now place that baby in the ancient world with no doctors, no medicine, no warm house, no clean water, and predators listening in the dark. The strange question is not why so many children died. The strange question is how any of them survived at all. Here is what makes human childhood so strange. A baby deer can stand within hours. A baby turtle hatches and immediately starts the most dangerous beach walk of its life. But a human child? A human child needs years before it can do almost anything useful. It has a giant head, weak legs, slow reactions, and a powerful talent for finding danger. A hole in the ground becomes interesting. A poisonous berry becomes a snack. A sleeping snake becomes something to poke. And ancient children were not growing up in padded rooms. They were growing up near fire, rivers, cliffs, bones, tools, insects, infections, hunger, and adults who were already exhausted. Even silence was suspicious, because silence usually meant the child had found something terrible. Childhood was not a peaceful stage. It was a long, noisy emergency that somehow had to continue every day. The simple answer would be, ancient parents just watched their children carefully. And yes, they probably did. A mother kept the baby close. A father scared away threats. Someone pulled the child back from the fire. Someone stopped them from eating the mysterious red berry. But that answer is too small. Because one adult cannot watch a child every second while also finding food, carrying water, making tools, walking for hours, staying warm, avoiding predators, and not dying. In the ancient world, parenting was not a private job. It was too hard for that. If a child survived, it was probably because more than one pair of eyes was watching. The real trick was that ancient children were not raised by two isolated parents. They were raised inside a moving alarm system made of people. Imagine a small camp. One adult is breaking stones into tools. Another is cleaning food. Someone is watching the fire. Someone older is sitting nearby, too slow to hunt, but perfect for noticing a toddler walking toward the river. Older siblings are not just playing. They are carrying babies, copying adults, and learning how to keep smaller children away from danger. This is one reason human childhood could be so long. A child did not have to become useful in 1 week. The group could buy them time. A baby could be carried on the body. A child could be fed soft food that adults chewed, cooked, mashed, or shared. A sick child could be held close for warmth. A frightened child could be calmed before the crying attracted attention. And the learning was constant. Nobody needed a classroom. The world was the classroom. Children watched which plants adults avoided. They learned that fire was useful, but also painful. They saw which animals made everyone freeze, which sounds made people grab weapons, and which places were forbidden. A sharp tool was not just an object. It was a lesson waiting to cut someone. There were probably no perfect safety rules. There were habits. Stay near the group. Do not wander after dark. Do not touch that. Do not eat this. Come when someone makes the danger sound. And when a child ignored the rule, the lesson arrived fast. So survival was not one heroic parent protecting one helpless baby. It was many small protections happening all day. A hand pulling a child back, a warning sound, a shared meal, a sleeping body keeping another body warm, a story about the river, a scar on an older child that silently explained why climbing there was a bad idea. Ancient childcare was messy, noisy, and probably exhausting. But it worked because the child was surrounded by memory. Every adult was a living warning sign. Every older sibling was a half-trained babysitter. And every day the group survived, the child learned one more tiny rule for not disappearing. But here's the surprising part. Ancient children were not kept alive by being protected from every risk. They were kept alive by being exposed to small risks before the big ones arrived. A child who played with sticks was learning aim. A child who climbed rocks was learning balance. A child who copied adults around fire was learning danger, heat, and control. Even rough play mattered. It taught pain, strength, fear, limits, and when to stop. What looks like chaos may have been survival training in disguise. Ancient adults probably did not think, This is child development. They just knew that a child who never learned danger would not last long. So childhood was not only about sheltering the young. It was about turning helpless little humans into people who could read the world before the world made a final decision for them. So ancient humans kept their children alive the same way they kept almost everything alive. Together. Not with perfect knowledge, not with modern safety, and not with calm parenting books. They used attention, memory, fear, touch, warning sounds, shared food, and many tired adults watching the same small disaster machine. A child survived because the group noticed danger faster than the child could find it. In the ancient world, family was not just love. Family was survival. And maybe every person alive today carries the echo of that ancient teamwork. Somewhere in the past, a child reached for the wrong berry, walked too close to the river, crawled toward the fire, or followed a strange sound into the dark. And someone stopped them. Not once, but again and again. Human history is full of kings, wars, tools, and discoveries. But underneath all of it is something quieter. Millions of tiny children who almost vanished, and didn't.